Today we are going to continue chapter number 1, the rise of British rule in India, lecture number 5. Friends, in the previous lecture we started discussing about the arrival of Europeans in India. In the previous lecture we discussed about the need of the Indian products, how the Europeans were compelled to come into India, how they started their efforts to come into India. We also discussed about the attempts made by the sailors, how they started their attempts to discover new sea route, and once that sea route was discovered by Vasco da Gama, one by one all the European countries, they started arriving into India. We discussed that this opening of new sea route to India was an outstanding moment for these European countries. As we discussed that these European countries were eager to trade in India because of the requirement of Indian products in this European market. So friends, after that we discussed about the arrival of Europeans in India. Once the sea route was discovered, which European countries started arriving in India? We know Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, got success in finding the sea route to India, and after getting the permission from King Zamorin, he started trading in India. So we started discussing in the previous lecture about the arrival of Portuguese. Friends, we discussed about these Portuguese as the first European country to enter into India. As Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese sailor, so it was obvious that Portuguese were the first people to enter into India for trading. Their first intention was to trade in India, not to establish their colony or rules in India. But as we learned in the previous lecture, that within a span of 100 years, these Portuguese people, they captured many Indian territories like Diu, Daman, Goa, etc. And they established their colonies over there. They had a huge trade success as well. They earned a lot of wealth from India. And they started conquering the Indian territories. After the arrival of the Portuguese, being influenced by the trade success of these Portuguese people, after 100 years of the arrival of these Portuguese, the Dutch and the Danish people were also eager to trade in India. Looking at the trade success of these Portuguese people, as they were earning more wealth, now these Dutch people, they also were eager to come into India and earn maximum wealth. Now they also arrived in India for the intention of trading, but they also had the intention to conquer Indian territories and establish their colonies. But we looked in the previous session that before they established their colony, before they were successful in this mission to rule on Indian territory, the Britishers arrived. Britishers were more powerful than these Dutch and the Danish people, and so they were not successful in their mission of conquering India and establishing their colonies. Now, today we are going to discuss about the arrival of British. We are going to cover the same topic, that is the arrival of Europeans in India today. The arrival of British people. Here it is said the British traders had established the East India Company to carry out trade with India. Here it is said the English trader had established the East India Company. You friends, you all might be aware about the word East India Company, as you have already studied this in Standard 8. This English trader, East India Company. Friend, what was East India Company? It is said it was a company of different traders of England. And these England traders wanted to trade with India. So they established a company altogether with the name of East India Company. Here it is said these English trader had established the East India Company to carry out trade with India. In 1600 AD, Queen Elizabeth of England gave permission to them to carry out trade with Eastern countries. Friend, as they wanted to trade with the Eastern country, the name was given East India Company because they wanted to trade with the Eastern countries and India as well. Here it is said, obviously, as we learned in the previous session, that when Vasco da Gama founded a sea route to India, and when he landed at the Calicut, he had to take the permission of King Jammu because it was the region. Same way, here the England trader wanted to trade with India, but before trading, they had to take the permission of the Queen. Right? They cannot trade themselves. First of all, they need to take the permission, and that is why after they got the permission in 1600 AD from Queen Elizabeth of England, they started carrying their trading with the Eastern countries. To carry out trade, the first British ship arrived in Surat under the leadership of Captain William Hawkins. However, due to the dominance and the opposition of the Portuguese, they were not allowed to establish their trade center in Surat. Friends, this was the first attempt after the East India Company was established. This was the first attempt by the British to come into India. And this first attempt to come into India, the first British ship was arrived in Surat, and it was under the leadership of Sir Captain William Hawkins. Captain William Hawkins was the first to arrive in India for trading, but however, due to the dominance and the opposition of the Portuguese people, as we learned that the Portuguese were the first European country to come over here in India. They have already established their colonies. So at that time, their dominance was very much in India. So due to their domination and opposition, these British, Captain William Hawkins did not get the permission to trade in India. So they were not allowed to establish their trade center in Surat. Here the king refused them to trade in Surat. Later on, the British, okay, friends, if the question is asked that which king refused Captain William Hawkins to enter into India for trading, here the king was Jahangir. Jahangir did not give the permission to Captain William Hawkins to trade in India. Later, the British East India Company got the permission from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and so they established their first trade center in Koti, that is in Surat, in 1613 AD. Friends, later on, the British East India Company, they got the permission in the second attempt from King Jahangir to establish their trade center in Koti, that was in Surat, in the year 1613. Friends, here which king gave the permission? That is Jahangir. And now, in the first attempt, Captain William Hawkins was there to take the permission. Second time, the Britisher who got the permission was Sir Thomas Roy. Sir Thomas Roy got the permission from Jahangir, as he had the good relation with Jahangir. He got the permission from Jahangir to trade in India and make the trade centers in Surat in 1613 AD. In the initial years, the company established its trade centers in Surat, Bharuch and Ahmedabad. On the starting phase, we can see, in the initial period, in the beginning, they opened their trade center, they established their trade centers in Surat, Bharuch and Ahmedabad. After that, it is said, the Marathas had a very strong presence in this region. Here, in this region, that is Surat, Bharuch, Ahmedabad, presently the Gujarat region we can see. In this region, the dominance of Marathas was there at that time. The Marathas were considered very powerful. The Britishers were scared in initial period. So here the Marathas had a very strong presence in this region, and due to this reason the company felt it would not be safe to remain there. Here they thought that if they establish their colonies in this region, the Marathas will not allow them to trade peacefully. Again, their intention was also to establish their colonies, and they would not be able to be successful in their desire of establishing colonies due to these Marathas. So now the company felt, East India Company felt that it would be safe, it will not be safe to remain there. Hence, the company moved towards the South and East India. So the East India Company moved towards South India and East India. They set up their centers in Machipatnam, that is in Andhra Pradesh, Fort St. George, that is in Chennai, and Fort William, that is in Kolkata. These were their main trading centers, we can say. So they moved towards South and East India. In 1687 AD, they made Bombay, that is Mumbai, as their headquarters. Right now, presently, friends, we can see that Mumbai is the economy hub of our country. So why it is so much developed? Because it is developed, the industries were developed, lots of development was done from the time of Britisher itself. Because the Britisher had their headquarters in Mumbai. So they had developed that region very much. Here it is said, in 1687 AD, they made Mumbai as their headquarters, from where they used to deal and make all kind of trading and take all kind of important decisions from Mumbai. Friends, after the wish of trading, when they got success in trading, now their intention changed, and the British people, the British East India Company, who came with the intention of trading, now had the desire to rule on India. Now, let us speak about the arrival of French people. After the British, the French people arrived in India. Here it is said, France had established a company called the French East India Company. Like the British had the British East India Company. Same way, the France had the France East India Company. They made this company only to compete with the British and the Dutch East India Company. As we looked previously, that Portuguese people were powerful at that time. So the French East India Company was established to compete, means to stand in the competition with the British and the Dutch and the Danish people. So the French East India Company, they arrived in India for trade. That was in 1668 AD. They set up their trade centers in Mahi, Karikal, Pondicherry, Chandranagar, etc. Here, friends, it is clearly said this French East India Company also came here for trading. They established their trade centers. They came in India in 1668 AD. They established their trade centers in Mahi, Karikal, Pondicherry, Chandranagar. And friends, you all clearly know, we already studied in chapter 8 that these areas were later on, we know that when we got independence, at that time also, these area were under the French rule. So Mahi, Karikal, Pondicherry, Chandranagar, these area where they made their trade center. Later on, they established their colonies over there and they conquered this area and started ruling on this part of India. So friends, this whole question is about the arrival of Europeans in India. So 4 European countries we have learned altogether. That is the arrival of Portuguese first, then the arrival of Dutch and Danish people, then we looked about the arrival of British people and the arrival of French people in India. These are the European countries. If the question is asked that discuss about the arrival of the European countries in India, then we have to write about all these countries, about the arrival of Portuguese people, arrival of Dutch and Danish people, arrival of British and arrival of French people. Friends, now you might be clear about the arrival of European countries in India. Thank you.